Today I am going to take you guys through the habits of successful people. If you've read the book, I think it's Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I'm not following that. I am just picking the habits which I currently teach to my clients, habits that I also have adopted into my life and have changed my life and have allowed me to show up a better person, a better parent, a better wife, a better business owner. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, habits obviously are something that are crucial to everyone's success. I just got off a coaching session with one of my clients this morning, and she was really struggling to lose weight and stick to her routine. So we implemented only three daily action steps that she had to habit track and send end of day reports. So there was lots of accountability. And she told me this morning that she officially lost 9 pounds. And she's like, I'm finally starting to see results. The thing is, I told her to stop weighing herself because she was so attached to the outcome. The thing is, if you are currently so attached to a specific outcome, if that's, I want to reach $1 million, I want to build this business specifically in this niche, and you're so attached to that end goal, what happens is we get so attached that we forget everything that's going on around us. We forget the opportunities. We can't physically see the opportunities because our eyes are so gazed on just that one thing, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're so attached to a specific outcome, you miss opportunities and then we get burnt out. And I talk about it like that circle, right? When you get stuck inside that circle because you're going round and round and round in a circle, intervention needs to happen. So how do you interfere? For this lady that I'm working with, we intervened by implementing her morning routine, which is crucial for her. She started that, getting outside and being more social. That made her happier, right? Moving her body more, being more intentional about her eating decisions. So we stuck with 3 simple daily habits that I held her accountable to on a daily basis, and she had to tick off. There was also group accountability, peer accountability. And because of that, she had lost 9 pounds, right, in the last 2 weeks in the last week, I guess, because she literally stopped weighing herself, right? She was stopped attaching the outcome to what her self-belief was about herself. So goal number 1 is goal setting. Or habit number 1, I should say, is goal setting. That's the first habit of successful people. If you have no vision, there are no goals, you're not going anywhere. It's like walking in a dark forest and you're not going anywhere. There is no light anywhere. You're just walking. And then you see a nice place to put up camp. You get tired, you can't see the end. You set up camp and before you know it, you're there for years. And that's why people don't move forward. But little did you know that if you walked an extra kilometer, you would have been at your destination. Now take that story and think about how you can adopt that into your own life. When have you given up when you're so close? Tony Robbins says you are millimeters away from actually succeeding when you want to give up. That is when you need to push harder, right? And that's another high performance habit we can talk about all day long. But let's talk about goal setting. Obviously, you want to write it down. The act of writing your goals down is almost like a letter to yourself and telling you that you are going to achieve this goal, right? It's like visionary exercises. You visualize what you want, but when something is written down, it becomes more real. I want you to treat it as a contract to yourself, right? So I don't want to be too generic here because let's be honest, we say goal setting, set SMART goals, be better at time management. I just think it's all a little bit airy-fairy. So I'm going to give you the things that have worked for me personally, and whatever your definition of success is, if that's, you're amazing at what you do, if that's you make a lot of money, if that's your best shape of your life, whatever that means to you, your definition of success is going to be different to everybody else's. So we want to make measurable goals, short and long term. So the thing is, with a short-term goal, I know Grant Cardone talks about all the time, saying let's go 10x, and 10x is definitely easier than 2x, right? I can't remember who wrote that book. But if we are 10xing our goals in the next 90 days and they feel unrealistic and we believe they're unrealistic, unless we stick to the action steps that are going to 10x the result, that means we have to 10x our actions on a daily basis. If we do not believe we can do that, you're setting yourself up for a kind of failure, right? When you fail, you get a sense of, I guess, fear and guilt that you didn't achieve what you wanted to. So that actually almost sets you back. We don't want to set you back. And this is a different way of looking at it. We want to set you forward. So let's set forward goals. What is going to be realistic? And that's why we set SMART goals. SMART goals stand for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound, right? So first up, set a long-term goal. Now, a long-term goal can be 12 months, 5 years, 10 years. 10 years is more so your vision. I teach people how to create their 5 to 10 year vision. So every single goal, every single action, every single daily habit is all in alignment with their vision, their purpose, their mission, and their values. When that happens, you honestly cannot fail because you'll always go back to them. You'll make better decisions, show up easier because you are motivated and inspired by that end vision. Example, this morning, I had a crazy morning, just rushing around. Jasmine's teething. I'm trying to do my hair and makeup, and then I dropped her off, and it was just like a bit of a crazy morning. And I sat in my chair before my first meeting started. I drank my coffee, and I just spent 2 minutes taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And honestly, I visualized where I wanted to be 10 years from now. I had my vision board in front of me. That honestly changed my energy. I prayed about it. I was like, God, change my energy, and he gave me that idea, and I did it, and I feel great today. So here I am recording this podcast. So again, if you want to join our school community, it's growing on a daily basis, and you will get access to the Happiness Formula course, everything that you need to live a happier life, but also build better habits, routines, time management, planning, accountability systems, and everything that you need to show up as a better parent, better person, better business owner, build a more profitable business. So make sure you join. I'll put it in the description. We'd love to have you there. You're going to write down a short-term, long-term goal, obviously using SMART goals. So think measurable. Can I measure the results? Is it specific enough? Like, we just did our quarterly planning session with our members in the formula, and some people's goals were, I want to lose weight. That is not specific enough. How much weight do you want to lose, right? If we want to lose 5 kilos over the next 4 weeks or 90 days or 10 kilos over the next 12 months, that is more specific, because then we can cut that down into what the macros are every day, how much movement is needed, right? And that's why we're able to make it a lot more measurable. I would also suggest that you set really clear KPIs for yourself, key performance indicators. That is literally just the outcome of what you want that goal to be by the end of it. Like, what does it look, what does done look like, right? That's the easiest way to set a KPI. Achievable, do you believe it's achievable? If not, why not? I would ask yourself that question, because if we do not believe that we are capable of achieving something, that again sets us back a little bit, because our belief systems and our limiting beliefs come up. Always analyzing if something triggers you, why? Ask yourself why. Okay, well, I've realized that, this happened to me in the past. People left me always in the past, and therefore I'm scared every time a client leaves, right? Or if you were, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of other examples. If you were manipulated growing up, then, you may be thinking that every person is here to attack you. I don't know, I'm just making this up, guys, but you get the gist. Is it relevant? Is it actually relevant to your purpose, your vision, your mission, your values, where you want to go? Because if it's not, maybe it is just a distraction. Shiny object syndrome, I call it. Time bound. Do you think this is efficient for you to achieve this goal in this specific time frame that you have put in place? So that is habit number 1. Habit number 2, time management. Right? If you do not manage your time, you don't know how to manage your time, you're not going to know how to manage your calendar and the goals that you have just set for yourself. And your habits, it makes it a lot easier when you can put a really good time system in place. You can join the school community and get a whole entire module of how to plan your weeks, your months, your days, your quarters, your years, and if you want to become a VIP member, you'll also get access to the Purpose Workshop, Values Workshop, the Visionary Workshop, and your Mission Workshop, and everything that you need. So everything is in alignment with where you want to go. Makes it so much easier. So you want to maximize your productivity in the way that it's not so overwhelming, right? So honestly, I'm terrible with names today. The guy who wrote the 12-week year, he really suggests that you spend 3 hours a day on tasks that you're not distracted. So if you don't have your phone, you're not answering emails, like it is 3 hours a day or a week if you are a busy parent like myself, where you can spend on money generating activities, right? That's actually going to move the business forward, right? He also suggests that you spend 2 to 3 hours a day / week on things that aren't work, right? So creative things, work, looking after yourself, looking after self-care, doing self-care, and getting out of the house. That's actually really important for me because I need to change my environment often for productivity and for creativity purposes. He also talks about spending 2 hours a day on mundane tasks like answering emails, all the nitty-gritty stuff that needs to be done, but you don't want to let that disrupt what you're currently doing. I currently work with a guy who's a lawyer. His days were all over the place, and what we did was we set his email time because he just felt so guilty because he had so many emails to answer all the time. So he would just have a reactive day, always answer these emails, and what we ended up doing was we implemented a system where as soon as he gets into work, for half an hour, this is a discipline that you do have to build. So half an hour you will work on emails, and then an hour on an MIT or an MMA, money making activity, most important task. Again, after lunch, he'll answer these emails, and just before he leaves work, he'll answer his emails. So he's set the emails up to 3 days so he doesn't feel like, that guilt of not answering because it's become such a reactive habit. And he still works on his money generating activities, which we put in the most productive and creative part of his day. So it's all strategically laid out. So you want to identify your most important tasks and focus on them first when you're the most energized. Some people in the morning, lunchtime, whenever you want. The whole saying, eat the frog first. If you do that, it is creating a habit for yourself to get the most important thing done, because most of the time it is a resisted activity. If you resist money-making activities right now, sending invoices, sending messages, it's different for every business, then you're going to want to create a habit of doing it and pushing past the fear of that resistance, right? Resistance is pushing through. So if I'm holding a belt, right, or a string, the only way for it to not be resisted is you push through it, right? So you need to push through it to create the habit. Use a planner, so schedule your days using a planner or a digital calendar. If you're not following the calendar system, you're literally one step behind to achieving a really productive day, because if you're not following something, then you're going to have a more reactive day, right? So setting and planning your days the night before is absolutely crucial. It's going to help you. A lot of my clients do end-of-day reports. You can ask yourself questions like, what are my 3 MITs for tomorrow? What went well today? What can I do better tomorrow? What am I grateful for? Who can I serve? And you can actually get an accountability partner or join a VIP community, and you will get complete access or full access to all the workshops, but also daily accountability if you're struggling to hit your goals and your current habits. So I'd also suggest that you stick to the 3 MIT rule, not real. I've done lots of reels today on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram and I'll follow you back, because that is something that I'm trying to grow at the moment. I am a LinkedIn gal because I grew my following 65k and a 65k and a 6-figure business on LinkedIn in just 12 months in 2020. So I'm going to be doing a LinkedIn workshop soon. So again, join our community if you want access to that. Growing my Instagram. So please feel free to send me a DM. Let's have a little chat. All right, visualize. I'm a big learner of visualization. I've talked a lot about it, especially in the last podcast episode where I talked about if you can visualize your day, you're pretty much manifesting a day, a productive day, a happier day, because it already exists in your head. You already know the feelings. Feelings are attached to manifesting an amazing life. So have a little think about what you want to manifest, and then how can we start visualizing that. You can create a vision board. You can, before you even get out of bed in the morning, visualize what every hour of the day wants to look like and how that's going to look like. And you also want to set aside, because this is another habit, you want to set aside time for continuous learning, right? Continuous learning, like reading books, articles, journals, online courses. You're always wanting to upskill. But if you're doing it in alignment with that purpose, the mission, the vision, the values, it's going to motivate you to keep inspiring and doing the things that you have been called to do. For me, I read a personal development book, and that is my trigger every night for about 20 minutes to fall asleep. So if you've been watching or listening to me for a little while now, you'll know that I really truly believe in productive triggers, sleep triggers, everything to create a habit. For this one, for me, is 8:30. I brush my teeth, get into bed, read 20 pages, go to sleep. That's literally my nighttime routine, and it has been for the last 4 or 5 years. It is crazy, but it works really well. Every time I don't read now, my sleep isn't as good as it could be. Alrighty, so we are up to networking. Right? I'm actually going to a networking event this Wednesday. I haven't been in a little while because they are so late at night, 6 p.m. For me, I'm a morning girl. I'm up at 5 o'clock every morning. Jasmine has been waking up my daughter at 5:30. And usually I get an hour to myself to do creative work, to write, to, do something for me. I've also been studying the Bible a lot. I'm actually writing a new book shortly. That'll all be coming out, but that's my morning time, and I feel rejuvenated. Someone told me the other day you need, every hour of personal development, or every hour of meetings or work, you need an hour of personal development. It's a lot of personal development. But anyway, let's go back to networking. Can participate in industry conferences, seminars, and networking events. Successful people connect with others to share knowledge and opportunities. This is not just to network or gain business, but I want you to look at it as the long term. You can create amazing friendships. You can create amazing business partners, the business opportunities. But I think it's really important as well for your confidence to get out there and amongst it all. If you're in Australia, you can go on Meetup. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if that's worldwide, but you can just type up on Facebook, honestly, as well. There's lots of networking events suited to your niches out there. Now that I am a mum, I'm finding myself going to a lot more mums in business events, and which I really love. So networking is really crucial. You never know what can come from meeting new people, and plus it's good for your confidence. Cool. Healthy lifestyle. So a healthy lifestyle, I don't know, whatever that means to you, right? Healthy lifestyle to me means prioritizing my health, meaning I put myself first. I get to the gym as a non-negotiable. I eat high protein, whole nutritious foods. I sleep between 8 to 10 hours every night. And I'm aiming to always implement self-care. Like recently we've had such a busy weekend, and then last week full of meetings. And I was like, I haven't really spent time with myself, self-care for a little while. So when that happens, I start actually getting a little bit antsy. I don't know if that's the word, but I get a little bit I feel like I need to just go do a boxing workout, or I just want to go get a massage. I just need time to change my environment and do something for myself. And then all I need is an hour or two, and then I come back and I'm a new person, right? And I've always been like that. And it's honestly just when I'm constantly giving to everyone else and not giving enough to myself. And I know that about myself, so now I need to learn to plan it in advance. So self-care is also a really important habit, but also is healthy lifestyle. If you are struggling to get to the gym, especially because it's winter in Australia, I would suggest that you find a time that you know is going to make it a little bit easier for you, right? Do a workout that you're going to enjoy. Why make a healthy lifestyle harder than it needs to be? I love Pilates, I love lifting weights, so I'm not going to say I'm going to go 7 days a week because 1, my body's going to be sore. 2, it's just not practical. I have a 12-month-old baby, and so I'm going to say I'm going to go 4 days a week, and honestly, that works really well for me. I enjoy it. They don't have to be super long workouts, and that's when we go back to the goal setting. Don't set habits and goals to make it harder for yourself. Make it easier for yourself. How can you enjoy your workouts? How can you enjoy eating healthy? Make healthy, delicious burgers if you love burgers. Like, make healthier versions of the food that you're currently already eating, right? If you're overeating, how can you add more fiber to your diet, and how can you add more nutrients? Okay, more proteins. Positive mindset. So I think positive mindset, like the word, is oversaid, and I think a positive mindset is obviously it's a powerful tool for success, but successful people cultivate optimism and resilience, which comes with a positive mindset, which I don't think is talked about enough. You can wake up and you can choose to be happy and choose to pursue whatever you want and think the way you want, but you do need to change your thought process. And if you are not, emotionally intelligent enough to realize that you are thinking negative and to pull yourself out of it, it's going to be extremely difficult. So, one, become aware of your emotions. The only way you become aware is actually by just taking a moment for yourself and just Google, how can I become emotionally aware? I'll have to do a whole entire podcast episode on that. I was quite naturally emotionally aware growing up. I don't know why, but I do what I do for a reason. But I think talking and journaling about your thoughts and how you're feeling really helps you to become emotionally aware and why this happened to you in the past, how you're feeling like this, why this triggers you. Counselling and coaching is also a really good place to start if you are looking to become a little bit more emotionally intelligent, and you can switch and change your current emotional state soon as you're feeling negative. So, for example, yesterday, I never say this all day, but I was like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and that was only because if we go back to what I was just talking about before, I needed time for myself and I hadn't had any, right? So I found myself switching into the negative mindset, saying I was tired all the time, right? And that was kind of like putting a band-aid on how I really was feeling, instead of expressing how I really was feeling, if that makes sense. So the best way for you to cultivate a positive mindset is, how can I be a little bit optimistic about the day as well? Like, everything doesn't have to be perfect. I read something, I think it was yesterday, and perfection is thinking that you have to be a 10 out of 10, right? But being consistent is being like an 8 out of 10 consistently, okay? So that was just a really great quote. You can also write things down you're grateful for, but think about, like, this is something that was on a podcast a while ago, was if I didn't have eyes and I couldn't see today, how would that make you feel? Would that make you feel more grateful for your eyes? That is true gratitude, right? And lastly, discipline and consistency. So maintaining progress and achieving success all goes back to being disciplined and consistent. Again, pick something that is not going to be so hard for yourself. Don't make your goals harder. Don't make your habits harder. Don't make everything harder. Make it easier by picking the things you enjoy doing. Time bound, right? Think, how can I make this time efficient for me and my lifestyle? And something that, incorporates a little bit more accountability, because accountability, if that's peer accountability or one-on-one accountability, you can join a VIP program inside the Happiness Formula. You can just send me a DM inside the formula or on Instagram or LinkedIn with the word VIP, and I'll get you all the details. But it's really important that you build and establish a routine that supports your goals. That's really important. Stick to your plan and avoid procrastination. We don't just avoid it. We have to put habits in place so we don't procrastinate, right? I could go into this all day long, but I'm going to do a whole entire another episode, I think, on discipline and consistency. We've got some really cool episodes coming up on habits versus routine, how you can build a healthier and happier household, and lastly, how you can build the best and most productive 12-week plan of your life. I'm really excited for that one. So make sure you stay tuned. We've got some awesome things happening, but make sure that you take action on this. This is not just something that you listen to and think about and thought, oh, that was nice. Take action on the bits and the parts of this episode that actually resonated with you. putting into action, if that's 1 or 2 things this week. Just pick 1 or 2 things. A lot of time we write down 10 things. I'm going to take action on all of them. Absolutely no way. You end up just failing anyway. So just pick 1 to 2 things that are absolutely crucial, just like my client earlier who lost 9 pounds. She stuck to 3 things every single day without getting too attached to the outcome. That's how she got her result, and you can too. So make sure you join our school community. We've got lots of free resources, weekly live free Q&As we can jump on. I'll answer all your questions. We also do workshops and teachings there too, completely for free, but you'll get access to the Happiness Formula course as well. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for listening to another awesome episode, and I'll see you next time.